Good day, colleagues. Thank you for the opportunity. In terms of the brief we had, I want to say that I'm going to reflect on some of the activities and how the COVID-19 pandemic served as a catalyst for us to move forward with some of the projects. It's important to bear in mind that preparing the next generation of teachers to respond to the world of work and pursuing groundbreaking research and development requires transformational thinking, bold actions, and diverse community engagement partnerships. In my presentation today, I will share with you the extent to which staff members across departments have developed collaborative, reciprocal, sustainable, and equitable partnerships with a range of stakeholders, including DBE, DHET, the higher education institutions as well. So I'm still on the slide on Mentali project, Kana. With regard to Mentali, they're currently involved quite extensively with school development of teachers, and they're working currently with a project where they are focusing on how to assist teachers in the Cape Flats area, the Ashton and the Robertson and the Nemeko school districts in the Northern Cape to improve examination results in the higher stakes mathematics examinations. And currently, with the COVID-19, they saw it as an opportunity to develop some self-directed learning workbooks for the learners so they can continue to learn mathematics on their own with some deep understanding. And that served as some research ground, and the colleagues that teach on those programs are also lecturers within the Faculty of Education. So they have borrowed some ideas of that, what was successful, and were able to then also inculcate and apply them in their own classrooms within the teacher education context in the faculty. In developing the materials and taking the students through the problem-solving approach as something as a new and innovative way of teaching, one of the teachers indicated very clearly that this process actually helped the students to look at problems from new ways, and were able to also engage in discussions and communicate as well and take leadership roles. The acts of this nature are taken by their own lecturers and are factored into the methods lessons with the pre-serve teacher from as much informed position to promote deep thinking and learning, and serves as a fodder for the research. And this team has generated a number of publications which is published in our MISA proceedings, SAMHSA proceedings, and other journals. Another important project which I'm involved in is a printed geometry project. And this project is focusing on developing materials to assist teacher educators across the institutions in South Africa how to teach geometry and measurement. And in this project, I was participating with 16 mathematics teacher educators from around 9 higher education institutions, including UWC, UCT, UKZN, CUT, CPUT, Mpumalanga, and Salt Plaikis, and WITS and UJ. And in the process, we developed research-based teaching units and toolkits, which helps to deepen the understanding of teacher educators on particular topics, so they can facilitate meaningful teaching and learning of these mathematics topics to the students. And we also enhanced the materials using technology as well, and it made room for self-directed learning as well. But in the process of engaging with colleagues in a cross-cutting way, we were managed to also to find the gaps within our teacher educators and also help them to close those gaps. And in the process, we generated conference papers and journal articles, and we presented at colloquiums and seminars and conferences. But importantly, through desktop research and dialogue, we identified the big ideas, the major sequences and learning trajectories within the geometry and measurement for the preparation of teachers, and we produced a monograph thereof. We also conducted a series of discussion and debates based on extent research on how to teach. Should we teach via the integrationist approach or the separatist approach? And we produced a paper on that. Next slide. Okay. The Center for African Language Teaching. Currently, there's about 8.2 million South Africans that speak the isiXhosa language. So the CAL project was was actually spearheaded by our ex-dean. It contributes to the development of isiXhosa as a language of teaching and learning in primary schools, and is also geared towards developing teacher education for enabling teaching of and in isiXhosa at primary school level. And institutions that participate in this program is Walter Sisulu, University of Fort Hare, and the Rhodes University. There have been development of material to strengthen literacy teaching and learning in African languages, isiXhosa, and 9 authors, which are actually academics, are writing units of teaching where they're preparing reading material for teacher educators to use. And the development of this isiXhosa material of this nature is another game changer with regard to development of this language in education. Thanks. Go to the next slide. You can move to the next slide. Okay. Yeah, the SA Festival of Children's Literature was held from the 2nd to the 4th of July 2021. It was a partnership between the university and the faculty of the University Faculty of Education, as well as the Booktown Richmond. And this event reached a staggering of 50,000 people. The importance of this was it showcased to teachers and parents and children worldwide how stories can help children become literate, and it aimed to making reading a cool venture. And this festival was created to raise funds for the Heartland Baby Sanctuary for abandoned babies on the outskirts of the Somerset West. In years to come, we plan to strengthen our partnership with the Heartlands. After all, caring for children is a core function of the faculty and any other community member. Okay. The next slide. With regard to teacher well-being, many of our colleagues are quite engaged with that kind of activity, and Prof. Nomlomo, Karen Colette, and Someka were involved in an Erasmus Plus research and development program linked to teacher well-being and diversity between 2016 and 2019. An outcome of the project was enhanced capacity in South African primary schools, as well as an open source handbook for teacher well-being that has been distributed to schools and educators via the Erasmus Plus international site, as well as to schools, teacher unions, and teacher and student teachers in South Africa. Also, a chapter in the Springer publication on international perspective on teaching well-being and diversity was published this year. And Dr. Colette is taking forward research linked to teacher well-being and homework and study clubs in schools. Furthermore, the next slide, Prof. Ansi Kitching is currently consulting on the implementation of holistic well-being process to promote health and well-being on individual, relational, and collective levels. Her work is embedded in a participatory research action approach, which contributes to the development of schools' capacity to take ownership of the well-being and enhance children and youth agency. And she's also been invited by non-profit organizations such as the Foundations for Life and the Hermanus Varsity Trust to engage in the conversations of the development of supportive interventions. And Tony Sylvester is also involved with various schools and support them with psychosocial challenges that are experienced by learners, and more especially during the COVID time. And he's also actively involved in the Youth Cafe initiative in Crossroads. And then we have the collaborative online learning, which was spearheaded through and fast-tracked via the COVID-19 pandemic. And we have some colleagues who have partnershiped with Oslo Metropolitan University and have developed a course on that. And that course will be piloted in February 2022. And these initiatives are aimed at extending the partnership between UWC, Oslo Met, and Missouri University, and in extending the international partnership with other HEIs related to the COIL programs. It is envisaged that these collaborations could expose UW students and staff of expanding initiatives related to the internationalization of teacher development. And then lastly, the online teacher development. The National Institute for Curriculum and Professional Development is developing an online teacher development platform to support teachers in both systemic and individual development needs. The platform will perform a coordinating role for all teacher development activity in the DB through provincial teacher development institutes and district teacher development centers. And I have been invited to serve on the online teacher development platform, a reference group, to provide strategic direction and leadership to ensure that these platform development provides teachers the potential to attain high levels of professionalism, teaching skills, subject knowledge, and digital literacy throughout their careers. This could help enhance our teacher development capacity within our faculty program as well. And thank you, colleagues.